All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. Almost said Mardi Gras. Boy, that came off my tongue wrong. Thanks for being with us. If you're just tuning in with us, we've got lots to talk about. This market's kind of doing some different stuff, so stay with us all day. How about let's take a look at corn? All right, corn up 5 cents, but as you go out the deferreds, we start to lose some ground here. So maize up 5 cents to 7.53 and a quarter, but you go out to say D's new crop, well, up 1 1/4 to 6.68 and 3/4. So trying to get back up to that 670 level. Let's take a look at what's going on in soybeans. Soybeans, how about that market? That market is also higher by 8 3/4 cents in the front month May. That's 17.09 and a half is last. Hey, that's 2 cents off the highs there, folks. But let's go out to say Novi new crop 22. It's only up 2.5 cents to 14.95 and a half. So we're going to keep an eye on that, but that's still not a bad board. But the fronts are overtaking the backs, though, for sure. Here we go with the wheat. The wheat's coming to life here as of late. Shot up to 17 3/4 cents higher on the day. 11.03 and a half was last. We were up to 11.09. Look at that. Okay, let's go out and let's go in March of next year. That one's at 10.08, above $10 for next year. March Chicago wheat, 20 3/4 cents higher in that contract. Let's see what spring wheat's got or the hard red wheat in Kansas City. Let's stop there first. 15 1/4 cents higher in that May to 11.10 1/4. But look, you go out the deferreds. Deese is up 24 1/4 cents to 10.86 and a half, making a move towards 11. Spring wheat, Minneapolis, what's that look like? We're higher. Look at that. We just took off another 10 cents. May's up 15 1/4 cents to 10.98. We've got Deese up 20 cents to 10.78. So making a move on $11. We haven't printed 11 yet today, but they're trying. Then lastly, let's take a look at this one. This is a rocket shot. This cotton market's on fire. $5, I think, is the limit. That's 135.90, and that's the high as well. So I think $5 is the limit in that May cotton. That's on fire, as they say. All right, let's bring in Todd Horowitz from Bubba Trading. Todd's in Chicago, I believe. Todd, oh boy, where do you start? I mean, you want to start with wheat? You want to start with cotton? You want to start with soybeans? I mean, there's a lot.
First, I start with being on with you. It was always like being at Mardi Gras.
Yeah, so, right. There you go.
You know, I think, Scott, I think it's important that everybody understands. You know, we get into these backwardation and contango patterns. I think that, you know, the backwardation usually generates when there's more fear. And obviously, there's a lot of concern about the wheat markets right now because of what's going on in Russia. There's a lot of fear about the inflation of the rest of the grains. So there's a lot of issues here. But I think the backs will catch up as we go forward because I don't know about you, but I don't see this situation ending anytime soon. And I think that we're going to continue to see, unfortunately, this very, very high inflation because it really does not get addressed properly. So I think that the backs will catch up. What do you think?
I agree. But just for the viewers at home and listeners, explain backwardation in 10 seconds.
Backwardation is when the current month or delivery month is much higher priced than the delayed months or the back months or new crop because they are looking for there's some fear involved in the trade.
Right. There's some fear and some maybe short supply issues in the front or in the near term, and it looks as though things will be solved in the longer term. So you have higher prices in the front, which is not normal. Usually you have higher prices in the back because you have to build in interest and insurance. So that's what that is. And we're seeing a lot of that lately, so I'm glad you brought that up. All right, we're going to go away. Don't move, Todd. We're going to go away, pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more with Todd Horowitz about livestock after these messages. Welcome back to Market Day Report. I'm Scott Shelly, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thank you very much for sticking with us. I think you want to probably see what's going on with these live cattle prices. Why don't we move into live cattle real quick before I waste all your time jabbing on away. April's up 72 cents. Not bad. 140.40 is last. That's 10 cents off the highs. But as we go to the backs, you start to lose some ground here in those deferreds. 144.15 is last in October. That's down 5 cents. Deese is down 15 cents at 149.75. So kind of a quiet board, but the fronts are overtaking the backs right now in live cattle. How about feeders? Feeder cattle are all lower here today. 80 cents lower in April. 161.92 is last, and that's about 62 cents off the lows. We do see $1.07 lower in September at 181 even, and that too is not too far from the lows at 180.82. So we'll keep an eye on that one for you, but it's trading heavy as we get into the latter part of the day here. All right, how about lean hogs? This one's on fire. $3.20 higher in April. 105.97. May's up $3.92 to 118.05. It wins the blue ribbon of the day with what we've got going on in cotton, so that one's higher too. All right, Todd, come back in, please. Let's talk about These lean hogs, we've got that, they're on fire. We've also got decent market in that cotton. What's going on here? Are you still concerned?
I'm very concerned. I think you're seeing exactly what you and I talked about just about a week ago about the hog markets. Cattle's been relatively flat, but hogs are up about 6% this week, and look like they want to go higher. I mean, this comes to a budget issue for people that are living. We're coming into grilling season, and you're seeing. You said the back months in cattle are starting to come down, anyways, even with the front months a little bit higher. And, again, it's going to be the next protein down the line because people want to have protein. They want to eat it. They want to enjoy it. And they want to barbecue it. And I think this is one of the big problems that we're seeing. And this has to do with the very high cost of everything else that's around us. So I think these are the issues that are going to be problematic for Americans as we go forward unless we come to some sort of solving these overpriced oil and these interest rate markets and everything else that's going on right now.
Yeah, it just makes those smaller mistakes even much bigger, right? Because we also have, this bird problem, right, with chickens and turkeys, and there's been a lot of chatter about how that's going to be forcing some more money towards the livestock, and especially, say, something cheaper, maybe like pork. And I think there may be, some analysts want to blame a little bit of the pork move on what might be happening with those birds. So we'll see if that turns out to be true. But, you're right, Todd. I mean, there's a lot to be concerned about out there. We haven't even touched on some of the financials and the inverted yield curve and a lot of those things that give us a pretty sure bet of a recession around the corner. And that might be the only thing that lets the Fed off the hook here. So we'll see. But I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you letting us know your concern because I think a lot of folks should hear that. That's Todd Horowitz from Bubba Trading. He's in Chicago today. Thanks for being on the show and have a good weekend. I'm going to bring it back to Nashville so I can throw this over to Suzanne.